Hello, welcome to Chamama House.
Hi.
Today is very special. We are actually in Chamama House, the house that we grew up in. We slept together in this room growing up as teenagers. So this is our very special, sacred teenage bedroom where we have so many memories.
Oh,
so
it's
I want to
crazy.
kind of talk about just how life was, the memories that we have in this very bedroom. It's funny, it's silly, and it's a good time.
You and I always shared a room growing up, from really young kids. So this room is funny. This is our teenage bedroom. I'm trying to think. I think you and I always kind of slept in this way. You slept on that side,
Yeah.
and I slept on this side. We were trying to get to know each other more while we were figuring ourselves out.
We are in our PJs, by the way, because this is like a slumber party. We're here to spill our secrets with you and just funny little things that you may not know. I remember there was this one night where we were trying to fall asleep and we could not fall asleep, and so we ended up massaging each other. I have this certain massage, and she likes the massage, and basically I massage you from your neck down to like your shoulder blades and then down
It's
your back.
amazing.
Yes. And so for some reason that made us stay awake till 4 a.m. and we could not sleep.
It
was
didn't
so hard.
work. It worked too well, actually.
Yeah.
It kept us up.
Yeah, maybe like I hit a nerve where like it made you stay up.
Yeah.
And so that was a kind of funny night. That
Oh my
I remember.
gosh. Okay, that just made me think of one. Do you remember that one night our little cousin Connie was staying here with us and there was such a bad thunderstorm?
I don't remember.
Okay. I don't know if you know, but I still am terrified of thunderstorms. I still don't like it. It's just a lot for me. But so this is when our bed was over here and we were facing the window and Connie was
It was here.
No, it was over here. Remember, I moved the bed so many different
We were here but facing the window? So we slept?
No. So we were here, but our pillows were this way. So we were like, the windows were right behind us. And it was raining and storming so bad. And we started praying. Do you remember we started praying? And then we started saying, Jesus loves me. It was so funny because anytime we got scared, we would sing those songs.
Yeah.
Earlier, before we started rolling, you were telling me about my phone conversations that would happen.
So literally I would be sleeping like this and she'd be sleeping this way. And she would be on the phone arguing with her ex-boyfriend like, F you, you're so effing annoying, blah, blah, blah.
He was the
blah."
worst.
Yeah, he was horrible. I was just like, Gwen, I hope you don't mind me. I'm just going to listen to some music. And then I would put in my headphones and play my little MP3 player. And I would just listen to Taylor Swift's Enchanted song, the Please Don't Be in Love with Someone Else. And she was just there arguing on the phone. But I didn't care. I'm like, you do you. I'm going to do me. I'm going to be sad over here as long as you don't mind that I'm here
I
crying.
didn't care either. Like,
Yeah.
we lived our own very separate lives. It's funny because I don't remember the arguing stuff. So it makes me think like, oh, when you're young, you think these things happening to you is so big. And I'm not downplaying that. It was big to me at that time. But looking back, I'm just like, oh, we could have just talked about it. I would rather talk to you when you were crying than arguing with these guys that do not matter at all.
Yeah. But we didn't know. I mean, instead
Yeah.
of me crying all the time, I could have also been like, screw him. Like, you don't got to deal with that. Like, we could have been there for each other. But we were little. We didn't know, and now we do. So, now we do.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, do you remember when I would be, this was so annoying. This is the little annoying sister thing that you used to do. I would be like on the phone arguing and you would be like, cause when you're 15, and but if I turn 16, you changed it to, cause when you're 16.
No, for real. It's because I'm like, do you not see your worth? And like, I was your little sister, but I saw your worth. I'm like,
And didn't, not at that time.
Yeah. But it's like, then I went through a point where I didn't see my worth, but you saw it. And like, no one can really make you see it. You got to see it for yourself. And so, yeah, we had a lot of good memories in this room. A lot of sad ones, but funny times too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stayed in this room until I moved out into adulthood. But do you remember the night before I got married, we slept in here together?
We did.
It was sad. It was like our final time. Like, we both knew it.
That was like the first time Gwen was like vulnerable with me. That's the first time we cried together.
Really?
Yes. That was the first time you opened up about some stuff that you had gone through. And then I was like, when? And then we just held each other right here. You were right there. I was right here. And then we just hugged.
I don't remember that.
I know. That was Because
That was a sweet
that was the
moment.
time where I was like, oh, I think I could start opening up. Because I feel like vulnerability and just being open, it's like a two-way thing. It's like someone starts first usually, and then it's like, oh wow, you opened the floodgates of our relationship and the vulnerability that we can have moving forward. So
That's
good job.
beautiful.
Look at you. Even though she's not really comfortable with crying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm not very comfortable. I'm not very comfortable with crying, period. I'm more comfortable with certain feelings. Like, I think I told you I'm more comfortable with, like, anger than sadness because I don't really know how to discuss my sadness. So, but I think you're better at that.
Yes, and then I'm not so comfortable with my anger at times where I'm like, I'm feeling this way and I don't know how to express it, but you're really good at that.
So I think
like you
we're-
just tell straight up how you're feeling.
We're a good balance in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's very funny and stuff. And
You're funny
she be
too.
laughing at everything. Like she could bring up humor in everything.
Well, okay, hold on. Okay, real quick. Side note. Not in everything.
Not everything.
I dated a guy. I dated a guy who thought everything was funny. And
What?
yeah.
The jerk? Oh.
And like, or even if he didn't think it was funny, he would laugh. They called that pathological laughter.
See, you don't do that.
I don't do that. I think it's very inappropriate sometimes, but I do think it's nice to find humor in everything.
And okay, I take that back. You can find humor in everything, but you don't always. I feel like you are very comfortable. Like you are very emotionally intelligent, where you know when to and not to say certain things. So if I'm like genuinely
try.
having a hard time and I'm really sad, you won't laugh at me. Like you
Right.
would actually be like, "I'm here for you," and we talk.
It wasn't always like that when we were little, though. Like, oh my gosh, that just reminded me of when we were younger and we were at church. And I feel like you and I have always cared about each other, but we didn't really know how to show it. And I remember we were at church and you had a crush on someone, and you told him.
I did? I didn't tell him.
Well, you didn't tell him,
told him.
but you gave him that gift.
Okay.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And then right after you told him, someone else. Do you remember that
yeah,
incident?
I remember that.
And you were like so upset that like she kind of like ruined the moment for you. And I was like, do you want me to go snap on her?
Oh my gosh. You know, speaking of that, that's crazy because there was another time where I confessed my I actually confessed how much I liked someone. And this other girl came up and disrupted us. And I was like, what is up with these church girls disrupting whenever I confess my love to someone? Why?
Oh, I know why.
Why?
Because you're not supposed to be confessing your love to someone. They're doing you a
right, you're
favor. You know what I mean? So we learned. But still, why are you interrupting?
Yeah.
So.
We are not chasing these men. We are not chasing these boys. We're not chasing anybody or anything no more. Just our goals and our dreams.
We don't even chase our mother.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
I have a scary memory. Wait, you have scary memories in this room too.
Do I?
Yes, you remember?
No.
How do you not remember? Okay, I'll share my scary memory.
What scary
One time,
memory?
this was a Sunday, and we came home from church, and for some reason, everyone was like gone. Two of my brothers were downstairs, and I was like, I want to go upstairs and spend some time with God. So I came up to this room, and I started like reading the Bible and started like praying and doing my devotions. And then I like felt this really weird presence in the room. And I was like, I'm going to go back downstairs. Oh, I remember I heard like thumps on the door. And I was like, God, I'm so scared right now. So I quickly finished up my devotion and then I opened my the door and then I ran outside and back downstairs. Not ran outside, but ran out the room and went downstairs. And then didn't that happen to you too?
Yeah. Okay. So one time I wasn't doing devotion or anything like that. I was just in the bedroom chilling, listening to music or something on the radio. I used to listen to the radio when I would get ready for school or whatever. But yeah, I was just chilling. And the same thing, it was like a loud thump on the door, like boom, boom. And the thing about this door is it's very specific.
They knocked the same. That's
Yeah.
literally what I heard.
Yeah.
It was like a thump. It wasn't just knock, knock. It was like
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it was like quick. Ooh, I kind of got goosebumps there. Because this door is very specific. It like has a weird sound when you close it. It
sounds
sounds
like hollow inside. It's not real wood, but
Yeah.
it's like wood.
it's fake wood.
Yeah.
But it would just like thump, and it did that. And every time it did that, it like freaked me out a little bit.
But you had sleep paralysis in this room too. Remember?
Yeah, the first time I ever had sleep paralysis, it was here. But it was crazy because like while that was happening, I was like praying, and I heard like a choir of angels like singing.
That's
I was like screaming though for help. And our mom's room is not too far from this room. And so I was screaming for help. And then when I finally got out, I went to her room. I was like, so you just wasn't going to wake me up. She's like,
she didn't hear you?
She's like, I didn't hear anything. I was like, I was screaming. She's like, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, going back to like silly, funny stuff. I remember this is a lot of memories happened in this room. This was the room, and out there was the room where you got ready for prom, the room where you got, where I got ready for prom, the room where you were doing my eyebrows and accidentally shaved off a corner of my eyebrows. I remember I cried. Remember?
Sorry.
I that was the first time. I knew you didn't do it intentionally, but I remember just tears flew like. Just flowed down my eyes for the first time in my life. I was like so sad, and then you're like, I'm so sorry. I will get up early every morning just to fill in your eyebrows.
But it was so bad. I felt so bad.
But I think, ever since that point on, it was when I started wearing makeup. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to start filling my brows. So I would literally, I didn't know how to do makeup. So in high school, I would just dip my finger into our little pomade, and then I would fill my brows.
Really?
Yep. And ever since, I've been doing makeup. Like, that's when I started doing makeup. So I guess thanks to you, I started doing makeup.
Oh, well, you're very welcome for that incident.
You're welcome. Wait, thank you?
Aww. We're going to do an advertisement break.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm like, wait, really? What
No, we don't have any sponsors. If you want to sponsor, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was one time, one of our brothers, you remember the story I'm about to share?
Yep, I know.
So one of our brothers, his ex-girlfriend had reached out to him about something, like if he was talking to a new girl or whatever. And he was convinced we told her he was talking to a new girl.
Yeah, and I didn't even know he was.
We didn't know, but we did find out like a minute
right before he came up the stairs.
Right before he came out, because she had told us that he was talking to somebody else, and so we're like, "What? He's talking to somebody else? We didn't know that." And so anyway, but we knew it. We technically knew it.
Yeah.
And he came up here. Okay.
First
things first. We gotta preface some things.
Wait, what?
You're not really good at lying.
I'm not. Oh my gosh. Okay, little do you know, we suck at lying.
We're not good. We have
and so
lying
I
faces.
remember, I came home from somewhere and we had like 1 minute to debrief. And then after that 1 minute was when we heard our brother coming up. And then I was like, we can't be in the same room. So I went to the bathroom. So then we were separated at that point. And then he was coming up like dramatic as hell. Like, who told her? I know one of you told her.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you live with a bunch of people for so long, you know how they walk. You know how every person in your house walks, and we knew that was his steps. By the way, everybody opens up the doors, walks. We just know.
Go up the stairs.
He opened up my door. He was like, "When? I know. I think he ran to you first."
Yeah.
He went to you first because you were in the living room.
No, I was in the bathroom.
Okay, well,
I was doing something in the bathroom.
whatever the case was, he ran into you first, and I just remember thinking, please don't mess this up for us. We didn't have any time to debrief. All we knew is we weren't saying anything. Yeah. And so he was like, I know you told her. What did you say?
I was like, I didn't even know you're talking to someone else. Because he was like, I know you guys told her that I'm talking to someone else, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you are? I didn't know that. Like, literally, it was so soon after they broke up. Yes, I was like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so after you were like, ooh, I was like, ooh, okay. I felt you deserved a standing ovation for that.
And then he came to you in this bedroom. You was in here.
I was in here. And I remember he like freaking slammed open my door and was like, I know you told her. I know you told her. I know that you told her I'm talking to somebody else. I was like, you're talking to somebody else? I didn't know that. Why are you getting mad at me? And the whole time in my head, I just wanted to laugh. So bad because we're not good at lying.
Yes, okay. She got a lying face where her cheekbones look a certain way. She cannot lie for her life, which is a good thing.
And I can't even do the face if I wanted to right now.
Yeah.
I can only do it when I'm lying.
Yeah. We should take pride in that though, like not being good liars, even though that makes us suck at games sometimes, and not being able to be great attorneys or whatever. Games. Like it sucks because then we just can't lie. Yeah. But it's great for our future partners because then it's like you can just read us.
Yeah. And I don't want to be a liar anyway,
Yeah.
but I remember after he had went downstairs and you and I like gathered and we were like, oh my gosh, girl, good job. Like we did so well. Oh man.
Even though, okay, now that I think about it, we should have never been brought into that situation. Like,
Yeah.
what did we have to do with that? Like, he should have owned it up himself. He was an adult by then already. And like, he should have just dealt with the consequences of his actions. Why drag us into it? His little sisters.
And it wasn't a lie. Like you're talking to somebody else. Like it don't matter. Like, okay, you're single. Go ahead. Like what does this got to do with us? But that's funny. There's so many things happened in this room. I feel like remember before this was our bedroom, this is like a storage room.
Yeah.
Like this was like a guest room. No one slept in here. Oh my gosh. I'm looking at this floor right now. I remember one night I drank coffee and I couldn't sleep for like 2 days.
What?
Yeah.
2 days?
I ripped out all of the carpet by myself.
That's
Remember,
crazy.
it used to be like floral carpet.
Yeah, it was green and pink.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep. And so one night,
the hell, you
I
did?
tore out all the carpet by myself. Yeah.
No wonder it looked like that, because...
Yeah, this is not us mean mugging this floor, but
I like hardwood floor. It's easy to clean, sweep, blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
But
It's a classic. It looks good.
yeah, it was interesting. I remember when, like, all of a sudden you just stopped sleeping here. Because we slept in here until, like, high school / you going to college, and then you just never came back. And then I stayed in here until... Oh, wait, I moved out into the living room. And then I went to college.
You had your living bedroom.
Yeah, it was nice. I liked my living bedroom. Yeah. So, like, you could have your privacy and I could have my privacy.
Yeah. Well, because there's so many of us here. Like, when you get older, you just want your own space.
Mm-hmm. This is the room where a lot of stuff happened too. Like when you were going. This is kind of inappropriate. Just a heads up. So we were going.
I have no idea what she's about to say.
And my brother would be talking to his girlfriend, now wife, in his room, and then my mom would be praying in her room.
Oh boy.
And then I'd leave like the door open, and then my ex-boyfriend would come and visit, and we would do some stuff in here while they were in their rooms. And then it was all risky, like, whew, but I kind of like the risk, you know? Don't act like you never done
Are you sure you want to talk about that in
risky
here?
stuff. I don't care. This is just a room of like funny memories. Mad memories too, because I remember when me and my ex would also argue, I would run upstairs and like lock myself in this room, and like, so this, oh, now it has a lock, but before this room never had a lock. And so I would just have my back against the door and just like cry because I'd be so mad at my ex. And he would just come, and because we would argue about stuff like politics, and we just wouldn't have the same values. And so I'd be really upset, and then he would like not understand my life as a woman. And yeah, rough stuff.
Oh, that is rough. Like, when I think about this room, I think about our years as teenagers, because that's when we were here. And you talking about that gave me some, it triggered me a little bit about like when I was dating my ex at the time, who I would be arguing on the phone with. That's what she was referring to. He was so annoying. He had like no respect for my space or my stuff. And like if he got mad at me, he would I got a mannequin for my high school graduation.
Yeah.
And he threw it. I remember he tossed it in this room and he broke it. He sucks. He still sucks. But that just made me think of that. Like, oh my gosh, you're right. So many things happened here. But we'll continue that for a different day.
Yeah. Though we didn't always have great memories, we at least remember the good times with each other. I feel like this is the room where we really got close, even though like we didn't really get emotionally close with each other till like adulthood. This is like a lot of our teenage memories, and I enjoyed it. I feel like it would have been way different had we been alone and like not sharing the same room. But there's something about sharing the same room that just draws us closer. Yeah, she's a Bert to my Ernie. Aww. And I'm the Abel to her Will. Yeah. So
Will and Abel. Can I share one last memory before we close up?
Yeah.
Okay, so can I talk about that one time that you were sleep talking?
Oh, okay. I remember. There were a lot of times.
Okay, well, there was one time we were at like a church event, and one of the ladies made like these delicious cookies. They were so good. Did you say that too?
Yeah, but I whispered it.
Whoa. I saw you say it, and I thought you said it because you said it just like how I said it.
I whispered it because they wouldn't catch it anyway.
Yeah. Okay, but we were sleeping, and like you started talking. And I do this thing. If someone is sleep talking, I'm gonna have a conversation with you.
Yeah. It's kind of irritating, but when you're asleep, it's like whatever because you're not really aware and awake.
I'm sorry, but it's because I want to tell you what you were telling me the next morning. But so you're asleep talking, and I'm like, who are you? What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Do you know who I am? That's what I asked you. And you were like, yeah, you're when? I'm like, oh, okay. Because I want to see how cognizant you are. And then I was like, I was like, do you know who I am this time though? You're like, yeah, I know who you are. You're Cody's mom.
The one who made really good cookies. Because we had a potluck that night at church. And it was so amazing. I was like, wow, I've never had such good cookies. And so that was the night afterwards where we came home, fell asleep. And then I jumped off her and then was talking about her cookies apparently to you.
Yeah.
It was so good. It's funny stuff like that. Yeah.
But I understood. I was like, okay, she's talking about them cookies. Okay, I get it. So...
Lots of funny memories. I'm sure there are so many more, but it's kind of hard to discuss from the top of our heads because now it's like we're pressuring ourselves to remember all of it. But it'll come when it comes. Yeah, and oh, that's Tramama knocking on the door.
Hi,
so
Tramama.
we will end this episode here because Mama's trying to talk to us.
Mama time. Just kidding.
All right, bye.
See you next time.
See ya.